by doing things that is going to make this country more productive.
What are some of those things?
And some of them will be number one is to make sure that people have electricity, and that's what I'm going to work towards. People have housing. We're tired of having people living in mud
How do
houses.
we go about achieving that?
We need to make sure that we have an economy which is going to produce the type of money and the type of investors from the investment that we
Are you
can
ready to
generate.
invest in the economy?
Everybody should, not only myself. Every one of us are potential investors of the Liberian economy.
There are Liberians who are qualified education-wise, and I mean, they got the competence, but they do not have the capital.
That way is where I
Financial.
would come in at, because what happens is this is that we have a lot of potential. We have a lot of things. Liberia is one of the richest nations in the world, but we have not fully went gone ahead and tap our resources as the way we should. Now, I know someone has said before that is the old school way of doing business. No, it isn't. What it is that if you have money in the bank, you rely on that money at all times. Right now, Liberia has the type of resources: gold, diamond, silver, uranium, lithium. All of these different things can be leveraged in such a way that will bring us the type of income that we need to be generating right now.
Many times, the electors tend to have problems with those of you, the politicians on ground, that many days you people will come with the rhetorics, tell them we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and whether you are elected or not, I mean, the politicians just don't care about all of what they may have said. So,
Anyone that
what distinguishes you from the
anyone
rest of
that
the
comes in with
politicians?
empty promises is a detriment to the society. When you state what is it that you want to do, be emphatic about and be truthful to the people to which you make your promise. I know somewhere in the Bible it says, "Do not make a vow unless you can keep it." Similarly, a promise is such as that you don't speak it unless you know what it is all about.
Are you simply telling us that's what makes you different from the rest of the
I
politicians?
will hope so, because I will keep to my word.
So that I mean, you thinking about participating in the election. In fact, you are one of the aspirant, but after a certain time, you decide to quiet down a little bit. If it was the cause,
I didn't quiet down. I evacuated. I stepped outside of the race. And the reason for that is that I was not going to make the Liberian people suffer, because we needed to transfer the vote that had been committed to me to someone else. And so therefore, since my vice president did not meet up with the criteria that was put up by NEC, I made the decision to even go forward to try to do anything else would be futile, and so therefore we step out of the race.
and who was that candidate that you support to?
And it doesn't matter at this time.
All right,
The
so
candidate that we transfer the support to.
yes,
Oh, okay. That candidate is the one that we believe right now at this particular time has the ball in his favor, and that is former Vice President Joseph Newman Bokai.
You are in Liberia, and we just went to the pool. If in the event there could be a runner, will you be in the country to ensure that you can vice for the former vice president?
I would definitely canvass from anywhere or any place that I am. Uh, for example, is that because right now it is prudent for me to be in Liberia, but if the my actions are needed elsewhere, I will go there. Let me tell you what that means. That means that right now we're advocating for one Africa. We're advocating since this thing took place in the jail, and they are only speaking about the resources that have been squandered. That isn't only the only place that resources have been squandered, but all over Africa, people are having problem with the former colonial power, and so therefore we have to come in and say to the colonial power, that we must get together and sit down at a table where each person can participate and say, what is it that they think their piece of the pie should be and what action that should be taken. So this is bigger than Liberia itself. Liberia must be able to be in the forefront, ready to participate in those type of actions. And I believe that Numa Bokai would be the person that can do so.
So which type of Liberia do you anticipate seeing after this election?
I dream of it and foresee a Liberia where William Aratoba, who had projected an image that made Liberia the center of Africa, that particular type of action is needed right now. I believe that Joseph Boakai can do it because he's one of those from the old school, as I am too. Our age group are those that want to make sure that the traditions that we receive from our fathers and forefathers are being handed down to the next generation, respectively. That the next generation must know about Liberia. They must know what Liberia stood and continue to stand for. They must know how to carry this nation forward. We do not want to leave this nation in the hand of those who do not have any interest in this nation.
You sound as though you're disappointed as per the way the country is being governed.
I am hopeful that the country will be governed correctly. Let's not look backwards, but let's look forward. Because you cannot go back and pick up spilled milk. But what you can do is to get the pieces together and move forward. And that's what I think and believe that Honorable Bokai is going to be doing.
At a moment from now, the National Election Commission will be releasing another preliminary or some provisional results by 4:30. But Liberians are keep calling for peace and so on. What's your own take when it comes to peace?
I believe that peace is the only way to go. You know why? Because the international community are going to be looking at us, how we govern ourselves. The maturity of a nation is that when you are able to make sure that your views and interests are put forward without there being chaos. We don't need to fight each other. We are one people. There's only one Liberia, one president at a time, please. We don't need fighting amongst ourselves. So therefore, when NEC has spoken, when NEC comes up with a result, it must be respected. George Weah has done a good job so far with what he had in the 6 years. But when the Liberian people speak, then everyone should pay attention and accept the result.
What's your overall observation about the conduct of the election, going on to the fact that we are all global citizens with the emergence of the new media?
Well,
I'm sure you being in the state and being following the activities in Liberia.
I believe, and I always in the other Liberia, so this is not my first rodeo. But what is it that I see is this, is that what we still need to strengthen our election processes. We still need that. There's nothing that can be 100%, but we can still go ahead and fix it and make it one of the best and outstanding in the world.
How can we do that?
Well, we can do that by sitting together and making a mechanism together that is going to make sure that those processes will be lasting, be fair, be transparent, and be accountable.
What are the lapses you've seen before we can come together with?
I think whenever NEC say that, for example, using numbers that were mistakenly used, then that means that the system must be corrected. I'm sure that they did these not with vengeance, but I think it was an honest mistake. So let's give them the credit of the doubt. Okay, that there was an honest mistake that was made and it needs to be corrected. But we cannot go about our business helter-skelter, which is you do a little bit so and you do a little bit so that way. No, we must put a system together that is viable, that people can believe in and say, once NEC has spoken, we believe that is the number. Once you come back and say, oh, by the way, this number should have been like this or like that, then all of a sudden your theory or your position is questioned. And that is what brings about chaos in the nation. And certainly we do not want that. So the Liberian people need to restrain themselves and wait for the final result.
You have the presence of the international community here, the EU, the European, the US government. What do you have to say about the presence?
Well, I think it's always good to have visitors within the country to observe, to make sure that the things that we say we stand for are true. And if those things are true and meaningful to us, then let it be exhibited. Let other people see the Liberia that we all dream about having. And let the people come in and see that we're at work trying to piece together a beautiful harmony within the Liberia arena.
The European Union, in its election observation, a report given on yesterday, a statement issued, there's a clause where they said that the state resources per their observation was actually used by the president, thereby obstructing other, depriving other politicians. How do you look at that statement? What's your own analysis?
So it was alleged.
Mhm.
We don't know if whether it was factual or not. There has not been an audit on the real government for us to know
The
if
president
indeed
campaign he uses his official motor key.
we don't know whether that was the fact that real government misused and misappropriated money allocated for campaign use and should have been for other campaign purposes. If the president of the Republic of Liberia, George Manawia, inappropriately used money, then it must be obvious that it should be substantiated. There must be a report. There must be an audit as to what happened. We don't know at this time. So anything other than that is allegation.
All right, so if one of the guys wasn't believing, can we take
Yeah,
another
so
question
quickly,
from here?
yeah, thank you so much. So quickly before we go, for me, my final question to you is, what you want to tell Liberians as they await next for the final results, which of course is near a few days from now.
I am in the same arena with Dr. Cummings by saying that let the Liberians let us remain calm and vigilant because better days are ahead and await us. I think each one of us are a participant in the well wishes of the Liberian saga. We too must do our part to make sure that this nation is great among many nations. We must not falter. We must not drop the ball. We must not allow others to tell us or dictate to us that we are not ourselves, but we must understand that we are better than what some people want us to be portrayed as. So, therefore, I would say, in conclusion, with Mr. Cummings, that the right thing must be done. NEC must do its part. The Liberian leadership must do its part. The Liberian people must do its part so that we will function together as a wholesome society, as William R. Talbot once projected and said.
Okay, finally from Copa.
Yeah, if I have retrospect, you said you are pledging your support to former Vice President Joseph Boakai because he's already in the lead. So at a point where the National Election Commission will come up with their final result, wherein the CDC will become the winner, what do you think of that? If that happens,
I said may the best man win because the Liberian people would have spoken.
and who's that person you think you foresee that will win this election?
The person that wins. Anyone that wins is the best man that will rule the country because the Liberian people would have spoken. So if Mr. Weah wins, I would say congratulations. If Mr. Boakai wins, I would say congratulations or whoever else. I know there was a mistake with Mr. Abington, but I think that is a glitch and it should be corrected. But I want to say congratulations to the winner, and if that is Mr. Boakai, then we will move this nation together so that we do what is the right thing for the Liberian people.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
That was
You're welcome.
so,
So guys, I beg those of you going to federal radio stations, you do a better job for the doctor.